Hey, welcome into Cajun Red Zone Radio 103.7 and 103.7 The Game. We're talking to wide receiver Coach Munoz. Coach, first opportunity we really get to talk to you since the first scrimmage and since spring really. Talk a little bit about some of the changes and the progression of the wide receiver position now with the addition of C.J. Bates, Al Riles now working into the slot, and some of your newcomers.
Well, I think kind of what's happened is, I told the staff this the other day that I think for the first time since I've been here, that we probably have the best depth at the receiving corps I think that we've ever had here. Moving C.J. Bates back over, moving Al Riles back over has obviously helped that. But also just the fact that you got Devin Scott who's stepping up, making some plays for us right now too as well. You got guys like Scott Austin as well, who's also had a great camp right now, doing all the right stuff. And then you also got Gabe Fugile, who just stepped up, true freshman, but shows the stuff that we saw in camp and really fired up for his future.
Coach, obviously, you guys are beyond the first week of practice. A lot of teaching going on. Getting into second week now, or the tail end of the second week. Already have had that first scrimmage. Talk about the importance now for the next two upcoming weeks, because these scrimmages are very important for those guys who are trying to get on the field and get into some plays.
Well, here's the thing. So we got good depth right now. We know who our starters are. Jamal Robinson and James Butler have been there. They caught balls in the fire. They've done a great job for us. And so now what we're trying to do is we're trying to get the C.J. Bates, the Al Riles, the Devin Scotts. We're trying to get those guys some reps right now. So just in case something happens, not just from a rotation standpoint, but also from an injury standpoint, that they can come in and step in and make the same type of plays that Jamal Robinson and James Butler have been making.
Coach, obviously, and then after these next 2 weeks, then you'll have game week where everything kind of turns away from as much teaching and more about game planning. But just from a standpoint of philosophy, you guys have been able to bring in a mixture of JC kids for immediate help and high school. But I think as this class, as Jamal and James are probably the only two seniors that are going to be leaving, you'll have a lot of returning players, hopefully barring any injuries. So your philosophy may change from year to year.
Well, the philosophy is kind of always the same. We need to work hard, and I think you have to be pretty tough to sustain the off season here. And the guys that are dedicated to working hard, are dedicated to making themselves better, are the guys that are going to last, and the guys that are going to succeed within our offense. And so I think right now we have a good nucleus of that. You have Jamal Robinson, James Butler, guys that have been doing that, have been working hard, have been putting in the time and effort, and not only for themselves but also for the example that they're leaving for the younger guys. And so we're happy about that. If they can just continue to see what it takes to be successful, not only on the field but off the field, those younger guys will be just fine here in the next few years.
And Coach, talk about a little bit about actually the running game, because this is an offense where you can't just show up on the field and play and not be able to block. You got two excellent running backs, a really good running game. It's something that you guys want to do. Some games you may do whatever the defense gives you, but you've got to be able to block.
There's no question. You don't block, you don't play. And like I talk about this analogy all the time. I'll ask Jamal Robinson, I'll ask James, I say, okay, guys, hey, you went out, you caught 10 balls, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. I said, man, what a great day that is. And, they would agree with that too. But if you're playing 40-something snaps a game, what do you do in those other 30 snaps? And so if you're not stock blocking, if you're not running your route hard so that the next guy can get open, then that's very selfish if you're not doing those things. And you're not going to play unless you're doing those things as well. So we talk about playing hard, not just when your number's called, but also playing hard for the next guy next to you as well. Whether that's Alonzo, whether that's Eli, or the inside receiver slot guy making a catch on a bubble screen, we're blocking for him as well. So you got to be a complete wideout, I think, to play in our system here.
Coach, just wrapping it up real quick, since you guys have some other meetings going on, things going on. Just as a philosophy, what type of kids are you looking for when you go out and hit the recruiting trail? I know that a lot of these kids or even Jamal are willing to stay after practice, no matter where they're on the depth chart or no matter if they're starters, and put in extra time and extra work to get better. And those are the type of kids ideally you would like to have.
Yes, yes. Now, Jamal didn't quite start off that way. It was something that we had to kind of show him and teach him, hey, this is the path that you have to take if you want to be great. If you want to be an average guy, just kind of show up when you want. But if you want to be great, you got to put in some extra time and effort. And it's not just on the field, but it's also watching film as well. But we want guys that are hungry. We want guys that want to take their game to the next level. We have a philosophy here where if you're not a starter, my job is to make you a starter. Once you are a starter, I want to make you an all-conference guy, all-conference to all-American, all-American to a first-round draft pick. And so that's the kind of the order that we want to go in. And I want guys that want to play at the highest level, which is the NFL. And if they're hungry enough to do that, then they'll do the things that you ask them to do on a daily basis.
Coach, as always, we appreciate your time. Look forward to getting out there Saturday and watching you guys scrimmage and seeing where this is going to take us going up into the opening game against Southern.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Coach, as always. Coach George Munoz, wide receiver coach, Raging Cajuns.
All right, buddy.